Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by SeatGeek. This is episode 514. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin. I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
Hey, hi. How you there? How you there? Start her off, buddy. I know you. I feel like this is your episode. I feel like this is all you.
I don't want to start it off, dude. But I was in a good place like a week ago. Not even like 3 days ago. And then all this stuff comes out of Sox camp. And you know what? This isn't just bad for the Red Sox organization. This is bad for all of baseball. I'll just go ahead and say it. Because when you have an unhappy Rafael Devers, it's just not good for the sport, because you want to talk about one of the more bubbly, one of the more childlike players in the game with just a childlike enthusiasm, a childlike spirit. Rafael Devers is that player for you. But when you got him out here just chirping and barking back and planting his flag, it's not good. Not good for baseball. And I'm not happy about it. So we're going to talk about it. The news that we're referring to, at this point, I'm sure you've heard Rafael Devers, little drama coming out of Red Sox camp. Rafael Devers, when asked by media if he had plans of moving off of third base, was very firm, very stern in his comments, for which we have right here. No need for translation.
That's just my position.
How would you react if they asked you to DH? How would you feel about that?
No.
Can you translate that, please?
So that's what we're working with, and then you kind of go into that thinking that it's a possibility that he's going to say no, but you're like, this is Rafael Devers. There's no way he actually says this when asked, and he does it. And then you think, okay, well, he said yes, so that's presumably got to be the end of the saga, correct? That's where you'd be wrong. Tristan Casas, of all people, decided to chime in when asked by media. I don't know what it is with the Boston media. They just love a good stirring of the pot. They love when vibes are high, when things are good, they say, what can we do to ruin this? Because we're miserable. We don't enjoy the lives that we have. So we're going to ruin the lives of those around us and the lives of those who enjoy the product that is the Boston Red Sox. And I'll be honest, there hasn't been much to enjoy with the Boston Red Sox the last few years. And again, so this offseason was really a changing of the guard, a change in momentum. And then they recognized that, they being the Boston media, recognized that and said, we're going to go ahead and put an end to this. So then they, as I mentioned, they brought it up to Tristan Casas, to which he said,
what Devers said yesterday about wanting to stay at third and not DHing, and kind of, I'm curious, one, if you heard it, and two, if you feel like that's something you have to maybe navigate in the clubhouse between him and Bregman, or, I mean, I know you're a younger guy comparatively, but how you maybe navigate that and how approach that in the clubhouse?
I think it's Rafi Devers' position. I think he's the third baseman, and at that point, that's where it stands. And he's done it for a really long time now. And I think he's only getting better at that position. I think his defense is getting better every single year. We don't know what the future holds, but we know it holds Rafi Devers. So I think he's got to play defense. It's going to keep him athletic, and he's going to hit because of him being at third base. He doesn't know any other position. He doesn't want to play any other position, and he's going to fight for it, even if it's with any of the younger guys, any new guy. I mean, I think he's the best third baseman in the league. I wouldn't take anybody over him. So I think he should play third base. Yeah.
So you think Bregman should play second? Rafa plays third.
I think Bregman should play second base. Yeah. I think he's going to make the transition well. I think he's athletic enough too, and I think Trevor, is going to play an awesome shortstop.
Tristan, there was a
Okay, so now that I've had another chance to process what Tristan Casas said, and by the way, there's more that we got to touch on here. But in response to this, there's a lot of people saying, "Okay, well, how can you really fault Casas for what he's saying? He's just defending a teammate." When prompted about Alex Bregman, Alex Bregman is his teammate too, folks. Like, let's not lose that truth in all of this. Let's not lose that reality here. Sure, he's been teammates with Rafael Devers longer, but let's not act like Alex Bregman plays for another team and the Red Sox are. This isn't like Sunday League softball where like you're down a guy because he tripped and sprained his ankle and you're like, hey, can we borrow one of your players? This isn't the same thing. Like, Alex Bregman plays for the Boston Red Sox too. So to say that, yeah, he's defending his teammate Rafael Devers, well, in the same breath, in the same sentence, he's essentially disrespecting the talent, the potential, and the leadership that Alex Bregman provides as his teammate. So we can go ahead and put that narrative to rest. I've seen enough of that conversation. But all in all, the reality is that Tristan Casas was asked these questions. It's not exactly like he can just say no comment, because that's not the type of person that Tristan Casas is. But certainly, I think, put his foot in his mouth a little bit. Nate, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, big time. There's PR meetings. They have people that have the sole job of working players through politically correct answers. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't go too far sometimes. As a Yankees fan, I'm pretty sick of the politically correct answers and lack of answering questions. And I think the average fan enjoys transparency. Obviously, the media does. That's what journalism is about, is getting the transparent answer. And I can't sit here and in one breath dream about that and wish that players would answer truthfully and honestly, and then in the next breath, chastise them. But there is a message that has to get across. And the truth is, it's not hard to fall back on those answers. It's not hard to fall back on, I don't write the lineup. It's not hard to say that. It's not hard to dodge these questions by answer. I'm glad I don't have that job. There's an easy way to spin this. This is a good problem to have. That's all you got to say. This is a good problem to have. We have a lot of good infielders. Our lineup is extremely solid. And we made some great additions this offseason to better our position. However, the front office and our manager, Alex Cora, decides to proceed is what's going to happen. And all of us are pulling the rope in the same direction. That's how you answer it. That's how you bail out a Rafi Devers, who I don't know if he regrets the comments he made. I think you watched Alex Bregman take a pretty solid approach and veteran approach about it and say, I'll play anywhere. And that's what most winners respond with. I'll do anything. We just went through this last week with Marcus Stroman saying, I'm a starter. I'm a starter. And in turn, you can have a lot of winners across the league. I would say majority of guys would say, I'm going to do what my team needs me to do because that's my employer. And they paid me. And I make a check doing a pretty privileged job. So there's a lot of different ways to go about this. This is definitely not the right way. You had a great offseason, all the momentum carrying into what seems to be a fresh start and hope, and a lot of hype around Boston right now for the right reasons. But when your superstar is dealing with these types of rumors all offseason, and it wasn't just Bregman that was being talked about, it was a Nolan Arenado that was talked about being brought in. Like, all of these conversations are being had, and this was his first opportunity to get in front of the media and talk about it. And I'm not surprised he chose this route.
We're talking Devers.
We're talking Devers.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I'm not surprised that he wanted to take pride in his ability and plant his flag to an extent. But there has to be a little bit more self-awareness. Since he debuted in Major League Baseball, the worst defensive third baseman in all of baseball.
Yeah.
So you can sit here and go ahead and say, no, I play third base. No, Rafael Devers, you attempt to play third base. You take up space at third base. You make the occasional routine play at third base, but you don't play third base. You play there because you can't play anywhere else, and they're not ready to put you at DH yet. I'm not turning on Rafael Devers. I love Rafael Devers, and like you said, it's possible that maybe he regretted. He's already gotten to a point where he maybe regretted jumping the gun a little bit there, coming off a little bit too strong. But have a little bit of self-awareness. I did not anticipate waking up the other day thinking that I was going to be siding with Alex Bregman versus Rafael Devers. I mean, what are we talking about here? You look, like you said, you looked at the way Bregman handled it, and then you looked at the way Devers handled it, just two completely different sides of the coin. But then bringing it back to Casas, he wasn't done. He wasn't done. He added these comments shortly after.
Well, wanting Rafi at third, wanting Bregman at second. Otherwise, on the roster, you're running the team. Would you have Campbell, Anthony, and Meyer on the opening day roster? No. I think we got some grown men up there right now that need to iron some things out. We need to show up and see what that first little taste of us all together looks like. I think their time is going to come, and it could be earlier rather than later. But I think for right now, the roster is beautiful. It's organized, it's great, and it's structured really well.
Are you the GM, Tristan Casas?
I didn't see that one.
What are we? What? Okay, like, I could understand how you could maybe like put your foot in your mouth and be like, no, that's Rafi's position, and you could justify it. Oh, he's just defending his teammate of longer tenure, since he's only been teammates with Bregman for like 3 days at this point. I could maybe let that slide. But when you start talking about the talent that's down in the system and trying to take a stab at making the opening day roster, to sit there and say, no, they don't belong up here yet. We've got grown men up here. My brother, they're poised to have better careers than you. So, like, in terms of you sitting here saying, well, we got some grown men up here. I don't know if you're including yourself, Tristan Casas, but let's relax on playing GM, okay? Let's leave that to the folks in the front office, and you just worry about playing first base, because the reality is, the likelihood of it being the case, yes, that you'll still be here come opening day, but it's not completely out of the question that you're not even going to be here come opening day. Like, that's, I'm not entirely ruling that out. So for you to be sitting here talking about, well, these guys should stay down and these players should have a stab at it. No, that's not your job to talk about. That's your job, is to simply play first base and hit baseballs. That's your job, especially considering your lack of experience, all things considered. Thank you.
I'm gonna preface this with saying, this will be a non-story pretty soon. I don't think.
I hope so.
I think this is just us as fans and media just extremely thirsty for any kind of content in spring training, because it is a little dry and it's a little boring when we first start out. So I don't think this is going to be a very long story. So I'm going to preface this with that. I've seen a few different videos and interviews, and some of the guys over at Section 10 and Jared Harabis talking about how this organization in this current roster has lacked some leadership and has lacked some of the right way to go about your business kind of guys. And I do think that if we extract everything and kind of take out everything from 2017, we just kind of move on. It's been a while now. I think you can look at Bregman and objectively say that he's a winner and he's a leader. That's just kind of how he operates. This is extremely necessary. But this is what is so unpredictable and difficult about our game. And you can win the offseason. You can win spring training. You can win the first half. You can win the regular season. It's going to come down to a time in October that everyone needs to be pulling on the rope in the same direction. And there's so much against you as an organ. That's why it's so hard for teams to repeat. It's so hard because there's so many things that have to go right. It's not just about filling up roster spots. It's not just about making the correct trades or signings. There's so many things that have to fall into place and go the right way for you to be able to pull off winning a trophy at the end. These are things that can get in the way and are unnecessary. And again, I preface this with saying I don't think this is going to be much of a story very soon. Give it a couple weeks, maybe even by, first few games in spring training, and everything's going to be, kind of gone. It's like a fart in the wind, man. It never happened. So I think that we are kind of witnessing a little bit of a transition period because it has been a rough few years for the Boston Red Sox, and they have lacked some of those things. You still have winners in that building. You still have one of the best managers in baseball in Alex Cora. There's ways to absolutely right the ship from this stuff. But this is why a new helm has been placed, right? Like a new GM has come in and there's been a mentality shift of what's happened over the last few years. And you're still going to see some of that bleed through a little bit. You're still going to see that kind of come out. And it's stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's not your job, Tristan Casas. I'm sorry. Like, lettuce looks great, by the way. The flow looks top tier. But that ain't your job, dog. And there's plenty of big leaguers, and there's plenty of opportunities. There's been plenty of mics shoved in your face over the few years you've been in the league that you should know how to answer these questions.
And that's what I'm saying. It was so shocking because it was rather refreshing to see the way and we talked about it, the way he handled the trade rumors literally, a month ago? And he handled it with such class. And I haven't always been the biggest Casas guy, obviously. But when that happened, and like I said, we talked about it on here, I gave him credit. I was like, talk about a pro's pro handling it the way that he did. Like, they were in that moment, I think they were maybe trying to get a little soundbite from him, and he didn't bite. And he's like, you know what? Essentially, he's like, it's going to be what it's going to be, and I'm going to be ready. And if I'm here, I'm here. And if I'm not, so be it. And then to have this happen, it's almost like he let it get to his head a little bit, where he's like, yeah, I think I'm a little bit better with handling the mic than these folks give me credit for. So sit back and enjoy the show. And then just rips into soundbite after soundbite. I'm like, dude, again, not your job.
It's not. And I don't know if he's earned the right yet to be able to speak that way. And I'm not saying that like you can say whatever you want to say. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to. I'm just saying that like there's a earning your stripes kind of period that you need to go through, that you need to have a little bit more proof before you can just whip it out and say, here's what I got. You know what I mean? And Tristan Casas hasn't done that yet, in my opinion. It's been a lot of hype, and there hasn't been a lot of fire where the smoke has been. So there needs to be more that happens over there. But again, I think it's winning solves everything, and I think the Red Sox are going to do a lot of that this year.
You want to talk about a guy that has earned the right to do and say what he chooses? Mike Trout. Mike Trout has made headlines recently for the move that the Angels are making to shift him to right field in an effort to preserve his body and preserve the remainder of his career. Here he is on the mic.
Kind of just threw everything on the table, as in what's best for me. Body-wise, keep me on the field. Came to the conclusion that I'm going to go to right field. Like it. Try it out. See where it goes.
Will you mix in center at all? Is this going to be straight?
Yeah, no, it's not. I'm going to play right, but they say there could be some times where I do play center too. So.
Was that a tough thing? I mean, obviously you've kind of always been a center fielder. Is it tough to kind of...
I knew it was coming, but just got used to it. But I just want to be on the field. So
Joe Madden broached this a couple years ago, and at that time you were, no, I'm a center fielder. So what has changed in your mind?
No, I mean, just look at my last couple of years. Just trying to preserve the legs and just, go out there and run some balls down and right. And, that's what we came to, and I'm with it.
Was your offseason any different to kind of prepare for that at all or anything like that?
No.
How different do you think that will be physically, playing right as opposed to center?
I don't know. I mean, I talked to a few guys. I'm gonna talk to Torrey when he gets here. Because he did it. It's just there's a lot of guys that that play right field that I'm gonna talk to, see the difference. Just go out there and get comfortable in spring and see where it goes.
Do you think you'll also mix in DH and more off days, or was that part of what was discussed?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll DH for sure. We had a good discussion of, I just got to be honest with him, how I feel, go in there and, obviously he's going to give me, days off, but, I want to be out there as long as I can.
I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the optimistic route here, because I said that I was gonna do that probably a year ago now at this point. That I'm, with the limited time we have left with Mike Trout's career, however long that ends up being, I don't want to be the person who spends, again, what little time we have left, ridiculing the guy for things that at this point are very clearly just working against him. I won't even say out of his control, because it is his physical health. So you wonder how much of that can fall under his control. I don't know, but I don't want to waste any more time talking about what a bust, what could have been, this and that. I'm just pulling for one more, I won't even say MVP winning year, because I think those days are behind Mike Trout, unfortunately. But just give me like an MVP caliber year. That's all I've wanted. I thought we were off to a great start last year, and I got real excited because I thought we were finally going to get the revenge tour for Mike Trout that we so desperately have been hoping for. But in response to this news about moving him to right, I'm very much on board. I think it's long overdue. And I genuinely look forward to seeing how this helps him stay on the field, because I think if we can keep him on the field, we're looking at a guy that I think still has like a 30, 35, 100 season still left in the chamber.
Yeah, I absolutely. He's still got that. I think this does a few different things. But I will say that, like, it's not like right field in Angel Stadium is like the easiest to play. You know what I mean? Like it does have that weird Boston-esque corner that has that low fence, and it kind of juts out and it gets a little bit deeper as it goes, back up the line. So like it is unique. It's not just a standard right field, I think. But this does a few different things. And permission to pop off on the Angels. It's time to blow it up. It's time to blow it up. It's time to really, really go off. I think they're at least bottom three in prospect, in the farm system ranking. Now I know that like a lot of young guys have been coming up and getting opportunities to play, and sometimes that kind of like affects how your farm ranking goes. It's time to, I would say there's three names you can't touch. Outside of that, open this thing up. That's Zach Neto at short. That's Ben Joyce because he's got something special, and that's Logan O'Hoppe. Outside of that, everyone's up for grabs. So I think the offseason that they had, the guys they brought in, the moves they made to get Soler and Kikuchi and Darno, Taylor Ward is still there. Like Rengifo, I think will probably get moved. Shanuel, maybe a guy you hold on to too. So maybe 4 guys. But outside of that, blow it up, man. Everybody is for sale, and that includes a Mike Trout. This is probably your last opportunity to take advantage of of a solid start to a season. If he can stay healthy and he can show that he can play right field at even just league average, what the bat's going to do. If he could just play league average right field on a regular basis and show that he doesn't need to DH 2-3 times a week, that opens up a lot of doors for you to be able to move him. Because I'm sure there's some reluctancy of other teams saying, I'm not gonna do this and move him to center field every day. I'm not gonna eat this amount of money if he can't stay healthy. So it's a perfect cocktail where I think you're doing what's right for Mike Trout. You're keeping him healthy, you're keeping him on the field, and you're also showcasing that he can play another position. And let's face it, I think based on how we've seen him play center field, I don't see any issue of him moving to right. I think he's going to be just fine. This needs to be absolutely, everyone is on block. And I don't care how successful of a first half you have. If you're the Los Angeles Angels, you need to take advantage of everybody. And with all these vets, chances are you're not going to hit the lottery on every one of them. But anybody that is successful, move. And that includes Mike Trout. If someone is willing to take any kind of money, you got to eat some. You got to eat crow with Rendon because Rendon is just Rendon at this point. And you got to start rebuilding. And if that's your biggest piece, if that's your biggest asset, and all you have to do is that he can play 75% of the first half and avoid multiple IL stints, this is your last chance to move him.
I just had this thought. Permission to propose a scenario.
Absolutely. I like scenarios.
All right. It's very, very well documented, I think, both with us on occasion. We haven't been pushing this hard, but there've been a lot of folks out there that have been really pushing the whole get Mike Trout home, get him to Philly scenario. My guy. Could you imagine? Like I don't care logistically if this makes sense. I don't care about prospect capital. I don't care about returns. I don't care about hauls going back to the Angels. I don't care. I'm just talking about pure cinema here. Deadline. Get Mike Trout to Philly. We've already talked about it. You've got a Phillies team who I think is I know we know is aging. You've got a Phillies team who I think is falling out of favor with a lot of baseball fans. They're moving their favor elsewhere. They're moving their interest elsewhere around the league. They say, Phillies gave us a few fun years there, but it's time to look elsewhere because they're getting older. They're not as fun, and they're falling short year after year, it seems, and they're falling shorter year after year in terms of how far they make it into October. Get Mike Trout to Philly. You want to talk about a bounce back. You want to talk about a revenge tour. Get Mike Trout to Philly. Have him produce over a second half healthy and propel the Phillies against all odds, if you want to say it, back to an NLCS, dare I say, World Series when everybody's fallen in love with the LA Dodgers. And have Mike Trout and Bryce Harper be at the center of it. Again, I don't care about logistics. I don't care if it makes sense, lineup-wise, whatever. I'm just talking about how great of a movie that would be.
No, it would be perfect.
And how quickly I would purchase tickets to said movie. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, 100%. we would have to find a way to get there. You have to find a way to have Castellanos play left, which I'd assume he seems like I'll take whatever on the chin for the Phillies, and if that means Mike Trout is in the locker room, then I'm down. I think he would do it. I think it's the dream. I think every baseball fan wants to see it. I think it'd be great. I just, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to imagine him anywhere else. That's what's weird. Like, it's hard to picture him anywhere else. And I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I don't know, man. I think the Angels just really, truly need to understand that if all things go right, all these vets do well, all your young guys do well this year, have some self-awareness, realize who you are, and understand you're not going anywhere anytime soon. Bail. Get rid of these guys. Load up. If you move some of these veterans, if Soler is on pace to have another 35, 30 home run year, Mike Trout is the same. We've seen what it means to have a backup catcher who can hit. If some of these guys, Kikuchi, I mean, come on. If some of these guys do well, you could really, really fast forward through the next 3 to 4 years and load up on prospects and fix your farm and commit to a direction. I'm not saying they had a bad offseason. I think this is how you fix it. This is how you commit to a rebuild, is load up with these guys and sell them. Get them out of town. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Thanks for your service. Go get a young cat.
And that serves as a perfect segue into what is our next topic, talking about getting out of town. Vladdy Jr. set to become a free agent after the Blue Jays failed to reach an agreement on an extension at his February 17th deadline. He said after February 17th at 9 p.m., don't even bother calling the phone. But apparently they did call him at 10:30 is what I saw. So,
He didn't specify what time zone,
That's fair. Jays are trying to work the system, I guess, a little bit, see what they can do for their guy. But as expected, nothing really panned out. I anticipated this being the case. I just do not think Vladdy wants to play in Toronto. I don't think it matters how much money they offer him. I think he is simply positioning himself to hit, well, at this point he is, to hit free agency. And I think the conversation that was leading up to this situation, to where it didn't pan out, was him simply saying that they didn't reach my number, when in reality it's possible that they did reach his number, but that he was simply going to say no regardless. They could have thrown $600 out there, and he said, I'm going to free agency because I don't think he wants to play in Toronto, nor should he.
Yeah. It's weird, man, because I feel like it's maybe just a little too late. They had a good offseason. They made good moves. I would give them a B or a B plus for what they were able to do in the offseason. I think if they would have pulled off getting a Bregman, that would have pushed them into A all day. It's hard, man. Like I said, it's too little too late. They've had this young core. They've been able to, we talk about it all the time. When you have a controllable young core who has hit their prime early, he's been in the league for a while. He's been in the league since 19.
Man. We're getting old.
So you've had plenty of chances to push chips in the middle of the table and build around some of these guys and show that hey, we're gonna do something different with you as this generational cornerstone. And they've missed the boat. They've been disappointing. And it's I don't know. I don't know how much of this offseason could have saved that. I don't know how much of a good showing this year is going to save the chances of re-signing him. I think he wants to go. I'm with you. I don't believe that the Blue Jays aren't willing to meet his number. I'm not buying that. I can't wait until these numbers come out. I'm excited to see where. I'm sure something's going to happen. But they were in the hunt for Ohtani. They were in the hunt for Soto. It's clear that they're willing to go north of 700. Like, they're willing to do that. Is Vladdy worth that? Are they evaluating him the same way? I'll give him over 5. I think he gets over 500 pretty easily. I think there's multiple teams that would give him over 500. But the guy's been really good. He's put up some good numbers. He had a really good year last year. Strikeouts are just continuing to go down. He's taking his walks. Like, I think he's starting to become who he's supposed to be. I think he's poised to have a really, really big year. Sorry, Toronto. Like, you kind of fumbled the bag here. You really fumbled the situation.
I just don't know how much I can put on the Blue Jays here. It's hard to convince somebody to stay when they are dead set on not doing that. Like, I think we're going to be genuinely shocked because, like you were saying, these numbers are going to come out. They always do after the fact. Once the player in question ends up on their new team.
Oh, yeah, the Blue Jays are going to leak this number. They're going to leak their offer any day now.
Oh, for sure. And it's going to, I think the Blue Jays, quite frankly, are going to be in a position to, whenever he signs this massive contract that he's poised to get, the Blue Jays are going to be looking around going, see, what did we tell you? Like, we put and I'm not going to sit here and say they're going to make up some number to make themselves look better. I think you're right. I think they're going to make or I think they did, now that the negotiation's over. I think they made a genuine effort. I have to believe that, because that's their guy. Like, whether or not you think a guy like Ohtani or Soto was actually realistically considering the Blue Jays, that's one thing. But Vladdy, like, that's their guy. He's been there for some time. But I think when Vladdy signs for whatever he's going to sign for, you're going to look at that and go, there's no way the Blue Jays didn't meet that or surpass that. There's just no way. And at that point, we will then understand that, again, Vladdy just did not want to be there. That's the reality of it.
It's fair. He's probably just gotten burned at this point, dude. Like, they've lost their opportunities. They've lost their chances. They've run out of excuses to succeed with this group. And I don't know if it's solely about that or solely about money in Vlad's camp. It's got to be a part of the equation. Winning cures all. We know that.
Sure.
And they just haven't done enough of that to show that, like, hey, if we do commit to your number, we're also going to commit to winning during that length of the contract. I don't know where the blame is.
I don't blame him for wanting to get out of town. That's all.
I don't know. I mean, how many teams? I mean, obviously the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Mets, Dodgers are not.
I've said it before, dude. I do not think the Yankees are a legitimate contender. Not because I don't think they're willing to meet whatever number he's wanting.
I don't think that they're an option for Vladdy, but the Yankees absolutely think they're an option.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Vladdy being smart and his camp being smart, saying that's what the Yankees do. The Yankees drive up numbers for everyone else. So we're gonna say all the right things to make sure that the Yankees feel like they got a shot.
Right.
Because that's obviously going to drive up the number.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
There's not a ton of teams that have a real opportunity to, because I do think he gets over 500.
How many times have we had this conversation in the last 5 years? Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Bryce Harper, Manny Machado. Like, there's just, every time it comes to it, there's just not a lot of teams, that are really in the mix. And then you look at, you go down the list. Okay, money, who can afford them? And then you go down the checklist to the next thing. Personnel, positioning. Do we even have a fit for this guy?
Mm-hmm.
The list of teams that can serve as a fit for these guys in question gets smaller and smaller when you take into account these other factors. And I'm with you. I think the list is very small. I think the list is very small for Vladdy, but I do not see him ending up in Toronto.
Yeah, and it's look like the first base market is pretty much running it back the same way. If Pete opts out, he's back in that conversation. Josh Naylor, Paul Goldschmidt, and there's a pretty big fall off. You know what I mean? Like it's not a super deep position. So I think the Giants are in that camp. By the way, the Giants are obviously gonna
sure
throw a number out there because they can, and I don't know. It's it's a weird situation, man. It's a weird situation, but he's going to get paid.
Going to get paid. What do you think of this? We got to close the book here with a few items. You down for a little bit of a speed round here? Because I do
rapid fire.
I do want to keep our tradition of a draft at the end intact.
We're running out of draft.
We'll
pods. You know what I mean?
Or sure, yeah.
Like we're running out of opportunities to have a draft.
I thought you were going to say topics. I was like, we can make up topics for days.
Oh, we absolutely can. I'm saying the chances. You know.
Yeah, we are running out of opportunities to do these drafts, so I want to make sure we get to them while we still can. All right, instant reaction here. Keep your thoughts brief, and I'll sort of drive the train here.
Okay.
Geraldo Perdomo, 4-year, $45 million contract extension with the D-backs and a club option for 2030. Thoughts?
Love it. Great move. I really like him. And I think the D-backs have all things going right. So keep this group together.
Yeah, you love having, you got to have guys that can serve as sort of the heart of the team. Like whether or not they're going to put out the numbers that you're looking for, you hope that they will. And I can't imagine him not, producing at the level that they hope he can. But at the very least, that
he's got tools.
You're going to have the tools, you're going to have the heart that comes with it, and you're going to have an energy that's just infectious that I think for a team like the D-backs and a team that I think is poised to make some noise in that division and possibly beyond in October, having a guy like him around is key.
Talk about a team carrying momentum too. Like good offseason, good move, getting into spring training, all vibes are high. Like they're doing all
D-backs are doing it right. Justin Turner, in agreement with the Chicago Cubs on a 1-year, $6 million contract. Cubs, as you could only assume, sort of pivoting for some corner depth after missing out on some other names. I think they probably had their eye on. Thoughts?
Still got some swings left. I think
he's still got it, man.
Yeah,
he's got it.
He's a professional hitter. He'll be fine. But they're eventually going to need to make a move for an everyday third baseman at some point during this season before the deadline.
Keep an eye on Matt Shaw.
That lineup ain't bad.
Matt
Just
Shaw
comes down to pitching for Chicago.
I want to make sure you hear me on this. Matt Shaw.
Yes.
Keep an eye on Matt Shaw. All right.
I got you.
Frankie Montas will be shut down for 6 to 8 weeks for the New York Mets. Signed a 2-year, $34 million deal with the Mets back in December and spent last year with the Reds and Brewers, posting a 4.84 over 30 starts. Thoughts? Are the Mets back to Metsing?
I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to say this is what,
just trying to stir the pot.
This is what a Juan Soto signing does. It kind of ties your hands a little bit, and you have to give and take. This is one of those takes where it's just like you're thin. and you can't afford this to happen. And it's not about his ERA, it's about his innings, and you got to go find innings elsewhere. And there's a lot of question marks around that rotation. So I would expect them to do a little something before opening day.
Speaking of question marks, one of the questions moving into the 2025 season is just how good the Sacramento A's are going to be. I think we're in store for a little surprise there. I'm not going to go as far as
don't get carried away.
I'm not.
Takes.
I'm not. I know we're saving that for that episode. I respect the hot takes episode coming up very soon. Yeah, I mean, what? Just a little over a month at this point.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, before that, because we got the Korea series we got to beat.
No, we did this last year. We're not doing the hot takes episode before that. We're gonna treat that as the exhibition that it essentially is, and we're gonna do our hot takes for the good old American opening day, the good old March when it should be an April opening day.
Yeah. Stop doing that, Rob Manfred. Stop.
I hate it. Baseball should not start in March. April. First week of April at the earliest. Anyway, Mark Kotsay, contract extension with the A's through the 2028 season, includes a club option for 2029. Thoughts?
Picking a direction and going towards it. Big fan. I like Mark Kotsay. Knows ball. Been in the league forever. Smart. And they got a lot of young talent. I like what the A's are doing. And I'm not talking about their offseason. I'm talking about their young guys. They got a lot of talent.
I was thinking about this today in particular, as I was thinking through this extension and sort of thinking about similar situations. Brandon Hyde comes to mind. I know the narrative around Brandon Hyde has sort of, had its ups and downs, especially as of late. But I think when they decided to bring him back the first time, you and I were both on the same page. We got the receipts. You and I were both on the same page. When you have a guy that has to sit through crap and you decide to reward him once some moves have been made, once things are sort of trending upwards, that's the way to do it. And I think for the A's to bring back Mark Kotsay and his leadership that we saw play out down the stretch there as they wrap things up in Oakland, I think was the right thing to do. And I think that's what he deserved. So big fan of the move.
Commit to anything long term, and the A's are just fine.
Correct. Draft time?
Draft time.
Not draft time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whose quote was this? And I'll be 100% honest with you, completely unintentional here. Well, we're talking A's here with our quote. Perfect transition. All right, the quote is, well, as always, let me ask, do you want the quote first or do you want the details of the quote?
Details.
You want the details. This is from the 3-0 Take, episode 203. Oakland considering relocation, the terrible twins, and strikeout history, from May 14th, 2021.
Whoa.
The quote.
Okay.
The quote. I think Vegas would be I think it'd be a really good spot. They don't have to restructure divisions, so it makes sense. Vegas just makes sense. I just don't want to see them share. Don't share with anybody. Just get your own setup, do your own thing, and stay the A's. Don't share any facility with anybody. I don't want to see a mutual agreement with a minor league affiliate there. You know what I mean? I don't want to see anything like that. Just do your own thing. Be your own place, finally. Let your A's be your A's. Ideally, though, my vote is for Oakland to figure it out.
I'm going to say KC. No, really?
That's you, man. That was all you.
Oh, I've fallen off the Oakland camp.
I had a
So-
you sure have. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really
didn't
want
realize
them
I
to
was
figure it
ever.
out.
I didn't know I was in that camp at any point.
Oh yeah, I read the before and after, and you were really pushing for them to figure it out in Oakland, but things clearly changed.
Yeah.
But I had a smile on my face when I got to that bit about the sharing the minor league facility. I'm like,
That's crazy.
It didn't end up like as directly as you said it, but like in this weird way, you kind of called it.
Yeah. That's how I do. That's how I roll.
Wild. Crazy. All right. You got time for a draft? I got time for a draft. You got time for a
I always
draft?
got time for a draft.
Drafts. All right. Let's get this puppy up on the screen here.
What were our results?
Oh.
Did you finally get a dub? It's about time, guy.
The results were not shocking to me. I mean, I knew I won that draft, but finally I was able to wake up the chat, if you will. Was able to wake up the people. Finally came to their senses, and they rightfully voted for yours truly to win the draft.
All right.
Let me see here.
I don't think anybody really reads the topic. I think the people are just looking
Yeah, dude, it's
at
crazy.
the lineup and just
It's crazy. People
Yeah.
just don't pay attention. But for the record, the poll on the story was 66% Kyle, 34% Nate. So, I mean, I just ran away with it.
yeah. That's what I've been doing. It's
And
all right.
I even pinned a comment at the top on Instagram. I said, "Read the notes at the bottom of the graphic before you say something dumb." And then somebody immediately proceeded to say, "There's no Yadier Molina on this team." I said, "It's because we already had our catchers, dude. Just read."
Understand how a draft works.
Anyway, we are doing the MLB birth year draft. We are drafting the team based on birth year. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be a little tricky.
How do we have you found a good way to search it?
Yes. So if you just type in MLB players by birth year, there should be a baseball almanac link. Should be the third one down, I believe.
Okay.
Nope, that's states. Players by year of birth, and it'll give you the full list. So I'm gonna pull up the random number generator here. We're gonna go 1984, which I believe is a year after Justin Verlander was born. Justin Verlander, the oldest player in the league, is a 1983 guy. So we're just gonna, for the sake of ease here, we're gonna go 1984 to 2004. And I just hope we don't end up on Jackson Churio because he's the only player in 2004. So
We're using baseballalmanac.com.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very possible we're going to be overlooking some things here because
Wait.
What?
Not baseballalmanac.com.
No, baseball-almanac.com.
Yeah, it only goes to okay. We're
Come
good.
on, brother.
Had to hit the little scroll, you know?
All right. Are we good?
We're good.
What's the stipulation here? Are we going individual positions? Are we going back to the roots, back to four infielders?
Let's go back to the roots. What do you think?
Yeah.
You like that?
This is going to be a tricky one. So let's just go. We'll go a pitcher, a catcher, 4 infielders, 3 outfielders, and we'll go DH. And let's scrap the relief pitcher. Let's just go starting pitcher.
Okay.
All right. So that should be let's make sure I got my math right here. 1 DH. That's 2, 6, 9. That's 10.
Sure. Yeah.
10 positions that we got to fill. All right. The first year we're going with 1990. That's a good year. It's
gotta be deep.
Imagine.
Gotta be deep.
Imagine. Dude, there's gonna be so many names to sift through. Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I wish
Oh boy.
better way to sort.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now. There's gonna be some oversights here. There's gonna be some oversights.
I mean, we're having to scroll alphabetically here.
I mean, this is crazy.
And obviously, these guys don't have to still be playing, right? This isn't like active only, or is it?
I mean, I think within reason.
All right, we can go active.
I mean, because that is why we made the cutoff like the year after Verlander's one. I'll admit it's a little bit different of a draft than we've done, but I still think we can make something work here.
Okay.
All right. I've got one name in mind that I'm really liking. Let's see here. The 90s, man. What a time.
Whoa.
What a time. Give me. Oh, no. I got my guy. I have got my guy. Give me. Oh, no. Hold on. Wow.
Find something?
Wow. Give me Jose Ramirez.
What?
Nope.
Can't believe he's that old.
Not Ramirez. Sorry. Wrong name. Who the heck did I just see? Who is this?
Not the same. Not the same guy.
Is this not the same guy?
Not the same guy.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not the same guy.
There's no way he's that old.
That's misleading. Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, then give me Zach Wheeler on the bump.
Sure.
That's my goodness, what a start.
One of the
most. I'm not gonna try to sell him, but I will. One of the most underrated pitchers of the last half decade. I mean, he's had a great career, but especially as of late, if you look at the numbers, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, and certainly one of the most underappreciated.
I feel like we're just coming across a lot of similar names from prior drafts. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we are drafting baseball players, so.
Well, he ain't in the outfield yet, so I'm going to put him in the infield. Whoa, never mind. What the heck? Good thing I kept scrolling. Give me Garrett Cole on the bump.
See what I mean? Didn't even see him. I wouldn't have picked him anyway, but I literally didn't see him. So There you go. That's fun. All right.
No repeats, right?
Correct.
Almost win Jose Altuve.
Also didn't see him, so this is fun.
This is gonna be tough. Yeah, there's gonna be oversights.
There's so many names to sift through, but it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Next year, both of our birth years, right?
93.
93. Shout out.
I'm up first.
Shout out. You are first.
What? Didn't I see Tim Anderson on the last?
I mean, that seems like a pretty common name. I'm sure.
Possible.
I'm sure Tim Anderson pops up more than once in baseball.
Wait. Why do I feel like I'm seeing similar names? Whatever. Just keep going, guy. Focus. Stay focused here.
Man, you see some names when you're sifting through these players, man. You're seeing some guys. You're like, wow, what happened?
I'm seeing names that like make me feel old.
That's what I'm saying.
'Cause I'm like, whoa, this guy's been in the league for a minute. I don't love that. I don't love that feeling personally. Sorry, do my best here.
Hey, it's all good, man. This is tough.
Okay, got a candidate. Just going to keep going just in case.
Oh, yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do.
Why are you saying it like that?
Don't worry about it.
The way you're saying that makes me feel like I'm
Nope.
overlooking something.
Nope.
I don't love what you're doing there, guy.
Don't worry about it. Just
mind games.
Just go. Just go.
Almost there. We're just.
Do I?
What? What?
Am I crazy in saying that 93 isn't exactly the best represented year in baseball?
It's not. It's
I'm kind of
not.
disappointed in my birth year a little bit here. Like,
yeah.
Not wild about it.
Yeah. It's not great. I don't love the way you said that. You made me second guess. So
just go.
I'm having to go back through things. I'm having to rethink things.
Just pick. I've got multiple names lined up here.
Give me Frankie Lindor.
Yeah, there it is. Give me Trey Turner on the infield. This is going to be a real Philly heavy. It's a real Philly heavy episode, if I'm being honest with you. Real Philly heavy.
Didn't see Trey Turner.
Yep, he was there.
Because you were rushing me. You were talking smack when I was getting down to those letters.
You took 3 days.
My reading comprehension is not as good as yours.
I don't think that's true. All right. Who am I first now?
You're first.
The next year is. All right. Well, we're ruling out 2004. Doesn't count. 1993. That's a repeat. 1996.
Why did we take out 04?
Because it's Jackson Churio. That's the only player in 2004.
Would have been a good get. Did you say 96?
That would have been a great get. But then what's the other person? What's the other person stuck with?
It's tough. It's hard to
say.
They
just roll out a 9-player lineup. They don't have a pitcher or a DH or something.
04. What'd you say? 96?
96. And I know you're probably thinking if you're listening,
it's got to be a good year.
If you're thinking, if you're watching or listening, you're going, well, it says 1984 to 2004 for the draft. It just sounds cleaner when you go 84 to 04. It's just nicer presentation. But there's literally one player in the year 2004, and we can't pick him. So. We could, but again, it'd really throw a wrench into this draft. Okay, so 96. Let's go 96. If I can get back to the menu here. 96. Okay. I feel like this talent pool is going to be pretty good. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Huh. Whoa. Who do we got? Who we got in 96? Who we got? We got some names. We got some names. Wow. Some of these guys I had pegged at like 37.
Oh, yeah. Jojo Romero? Could have swore he's pushing 40.
Dude, you're telling me Eloy Jimenez was 90? You're telling me... You're going to look at me and tell me that I'm 3 years older than Eloy Jimenez? Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Tarek Skubal in here.
Oh. Trying to throw me off my game. I know what you're doing. I know your games. Yeah, give me Tarek Skubal. Give me Tarek Skubal. I'll put him at DH.
Why not?
All right. I think I know my answer here.
I know you do.
Yeah,
what sucks
yeah.
is that I don't know mine because it's obvious which one you're taking.
Oh, yeah, but give me Gavin Sheets. No. Give me Rafael Devers. Man of the hour, Rafael Devers. Am I allowed to put him in the infield? Like, is that okay? Like, is that my only option? Will he be upset with me if I say that he's in my infield?
I played third base. The way you said that.
I play third
base.
I play third base. Yeah, I bet you do, Rafi. You're like the worst at it in baseball, but okay.
All right. Give me Jaron Duran in the outfield.
Ooh.
That's a good get, huh?
I love Jaron Duran, but I don't know. That may have hurt you this early.
No, I don't think so. It wasn't very
early.
deep. Honestly, if you keep scrolling, it's not
you're right.
impressive.
You're right. I'm with you. That's why I was glad I went first there.
Yeah.
1984.
Uh-oh.
This is going to get weird. 1984. Wait a minute. Oh, this is the first year after. We may not be able to do this one because what I didn't consider is that while I gave it a year buffer from Verlander as the oldest player,
yeah,
it's not
active.
Yeah, it's not like there's a whole lot,
There's really not. Oh boy. Oh.
I mean, I'm down to skip it if you are.
Let me just keep scrolling, double check. If you go over to the right, you can see that they're still active.
Oh, right. True.
So you can kind of like cruise past a lot of names.
No chance that guy's still active.
Yeah.
No chance. Active in what sense? In their minds, or
was it Gerard Dyson by chance?
No, it was Scott Kazmir.
Ah, yes.
Active according to who? Themselves or to major league rosters?
Cliff Pennington still active? Get out of here.
Come on now.
Well, both our starters are taken, so that kind of, I think we may have to respin, my guy.
Yeah,
we didn't think this through too much.
No, because that's what I'm saying. Like in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, we'll just cap it at the oldest guy. But then I'm like, well, there's I would imagine a sizable gap between.
I mean,
Verlander.
It's your call if you really feel like.
Was it Gerard Dyson by chance?
If you feel like you're down.
Let's respin. Yeah, let's go ahead and respin. I'm making an executive decision here.
Fine with me. I was going to go JT if.
That's fair. I would have gone that too, but there was nobody else.
Nobody.
I can't go Scott Kazmir because that's not a real thing.
Yeah.
1989, not much better.
A little better.
Little better.
Going to be thin pickings still, which is okay.
It's going to be better pickings than what we just had. Am
I still up first? I believe.
Right? Were you supposed to be first for that last one?
Yeah, I went Duran.
Yeah. Yep, you're right.
Same thing. I'm looking to the right first. Madison Bumgarner is not still active. Does anyone still work at baseball-almanac.com?
Derek Dietrich, no, not active.
The Guns.
Lifting weights on Muscle Beach.
The Guns. Tough. This is tough. We can't double up on respin, can we?
No, we don't. We don't need to respin here.
Cool. Well, I don't feel like scrolling anymore. Give me Freddie Freeman.
I thought you were gonna miss him. I really thought you were gonna miss him. Jeez. Well, that gives me hope. That gives me hope because I would have pegged Freeman for a little younger, but
Aaron Hicks is available.
Shut up. Give me stop scrolling and stop getting in my head. Let me make my picks. Give me. Come on now. Come on now. Give me somebody good. Give me somebody good. I got a chance here to snag somebody because Nate was too lazy to keep scrolling.
That's right. When you see Freddie Freeman, you
Holy
don't need to keep going.
cow, man. Man, I would have loved to snag Chris Sale. Can I choose Will Smith, the reliever, and put him as my catcher?
Did you double check that? I'm assuming it's the reliever, Will Smith.
Oh, it absolutely is the reliever. All right, getting a little deeper here. Getting a little deeper. Give me. I hate this.
It's crazy that there's.
I'm gonna take
such a drop off.
Yeah, I don't love this pick, but give me Giancarlo Stanton. I'll defer to you. Where can I put him? Outfield or DH?
Has to be DH.
Did he not log outfield innings last year? I mean, no. I'll go DH. I'll go DH. I don't want to log up or jam up a outfield spot.
I think he did, but
no, he definitely did. All right. Oh shoot. What was
That's not a bad. I honestly didn't even see him the first time I was scrolling.
Well, it was either that or Springer, and I'm like, I'll get some more votes with Stanton than Springer.
Yeah.
What was Devers and Duran's year?
96.
1996, and then this is what? 89?
Yeah. We had 84 in between that. So we have 90, 93, 96, 84, 89. Oh, wait, we re-scrolled on 84.
Yeah, we re-scrolled.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, we only got 4 players. So we're on what year right now? We're on 1989. All right.
89, yeah.
Yep. All right, who's got first pick here?
You do.
All right. Give me 1994. Is the next randomly generated year, and I think I'm going to like what I find. In 1994. Who was born in 1994? Oh, I'm seeing a lot of active. As you would expect. We're not that old. Okay.
It's a decent year.
I think I like 94 better than 93. Think I like 94. I tell you what, I'm glad we both locked up our pitchers because I'd hate to be missing out on these names.
Yeah, I know.
Woof. Give me, come on. Give me Kyle Funkhauser. March 16th. No, give me. Feel like I know my answer. Unfortunately. But you know what? I got it. Oh! Shut up.
You suck, dude.
Shut up.
You suck. That's a tough draw there, guy. Oh.
God. Just going to go ahead and write your answer down. What a joke, dude.
That's so nice.
I hate this. I hate everything about this. Why even bother now, dude? Why even bother? Draft is over. The draft is over. That was so stupid. Oh, I don't want to log up one of my outfield spots. Misses out on the best player in the game immediately after.
Oh,
unbelievable. All right, give me, golly, man. Oh boy, give me freaking, God, I'm just loading up on guys I just cannot stand. Give me freaking Pete Alonso, I guess. Unbelievable. You've lucked into that, man.
For those who couldn't do the math there, Shohei Ohtani was born in 1994.
Oh, yeah, was he?
He'll be slotting in my DH. You didn't want to go Matt Olson over Pete Alonso, huh?
Didn't even see him.
Yeah, I figured.
Whatever.
And I get to go first. Give me a good year, guy.
Next year up is 1992.
All right.
I hate this.
Let's figure it out here.
Hey, it's a long draft.
Whoa.
Shut up.
Well, it feels good, but I'm just going to double check, make sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet.
He seems to be the key to victory.
That's what I'm saying. This guy just turns he's the stir that straws the drink with these drafts.
Yeah.
Just pick your guy, dude. Come on.
Oh, I can't.
What are you talking about?
Because I'm taking Aaron Judge.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm glad.
I think that's fine. I think that's fine. That's a win-win right there.
You're right. I would have been forced to pick Aaron Judge, and that would have crushed my soul to have Giancarlo Stanton, Pete Alonso, and Aaron Judge on the same team. So thank you for choosing Aaron Judge. I will gladly take. Well, okay. What does this mean? I guess infield for Mookie Betts, correct?
Whatever you want. I'll let that slide.
I'll go infield.
Okay. I'm gonna move him then. So
thank you, Aaron Judge. Wow.
Mookie over Bryce Harper, huh?
Yeah, I had a moment. It was almost like we're drafting a fantasy team, and I had a moment of panic, like I was up against the clock or something. So I just saw Mookie Betts and just immediately jumped to it. I mean, that's probably the right pick, right?
I feel like it's the right pick, but for you,
I love me. Don't get me
sure.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Bryce for sure.
I think it's the right pick, but I just wasn't sure.
Trying to win a draft here. Trying to win a draft.
I feel good. Do you feel good?
Oh yeah, I bet.
You're up first.
Am I up first? All right. The next. Sorry. Spaced out there for a sec. Next year is 2001.
Uh-oh.
This is interesting.
This could be interesting.
This is going to make me feel really old.
Ooh.
Stop. Am I up? I'm up first.
Yeah.
Love that. Really, really love that.
You might not.
I love that for me. Yep. No, I definitely hate it.
Yeah, it's tough luck, buddy. I even gave you the option with
this
Mookie.
draft. This draft really, really blows.
Yeah.
Really, really blows. Wow. All right. Well, I guess I can go ahead and write yours down. This sucks, man. You're telling me there's nobody else? You're telling me there's no... What do I need? I need a catcher and 3 outfielders. Holy cow, man. This guy comes back to me almost every draft, it seems, where I have an opportunity to choose him, and I'm going to have to choose him. He's the kiss of death for these drafts. Give me Francisco Alvarez behind the dish. Can't stand this guy. I'm going to have
For those that don't have the list in front of them,
yeah, I bet.
your boy's going Gunnar Henderson.
Oh, yeah, I bet. No doubt.
But unfortunately, Kyle filled up his infield a little too quickly.
So dumb. Next time we do this stupid infield outfield thing, note to self, don't log up one side of the field or one level of the field too soon. What a stupid move by me. What a stupid move. And you get to choose first. Love that for us. We've done 89.
Wait, that was 96?
No, that was 2001.
No, that was 2001. Yikes, sorry.
We've done 89. Just did 2001. Yeah, 2003.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
I feel like this bodes well for me. Although, may not matter. 2003. What young bucks were born in 2003?
It's a good list. Give me Jackson Merrill in the outfield.
I mean, why?
You have to do Jason Dominguez.
This sucks, dude. I forfeit the draft. I forfeit. I mean, you talk about just things falling into your lap. This is crazy. This is crazy.
I need a freaking catcher ASAP. I don't want to get screwed here.
If you can't properly fill out your lineup,
squad.
If you can't properly fill out your lineup, you're forced to forfeit. So if you can't get a catcher, if you can't get your catcher in the last pick, yeah, I win by default. I'm going to put that in the note. I'm going to leave your catcher spot blank. The next year, and I am up. I'm so mad at myself. Did we do 86?
No.
No chance there's going to be an active outfielder from 86. No chance.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's a good way to start this year.
Yikes, dude. Oh boy.
What do I do? I can't. There's nothing I can do. I can't put you Darvish in my outfield.
Might have to. Bro.
There's nobody. Okay, I guess by default. So bad. I don't even know why I'm bothered looking. He's the only guy that fits the bill for me here. Shout out Brandon Snyder. Friend of the pod. Meme legend. Mark Trumbo.
Nice.
Mark Trumbo is not active. Come on, Baseball Almanac.
No
what
shot.
are we doing? Matt Wieters. You can put Matt Wieters behind the dish. No, you can't because he's not active.
Oh, Brett Wallace, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. Well, go ahead and give me Andrew McCutchen in the outfield.
Well, only because I'm not really stressing anymore. I'm going to go ahead and put Martin Maldonado behind the dish.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are. Now watch, to round it out for your outfield or for your infield, you're going to get like 97 or something.
Yeah, give me like
stupid.
late 90s. Give me late 90s. 98, 99 would be real nice.
So I need an outfielder and you need an infielder, correct?
Yep.
Need this. I talked too much noise before we started. I mean, this is going to be a bloodbath.
This is going to be rough, I think.
But hear me out on this. This is going to put my theory to the test about who's. I mean, obviously, this last draft was an exception because I ended up winning and I chose second. But I'm going to be curious to see if they see who's first, if who's listed first, if that's going to play any sort of impact. The only
Sure, and Mookie.
Sure. Yeah, Mookie. The X factor, apparently. I'm not going to win the draft, but it's going to be very telling if it's a very close poll result, and in that it will tell me that whoever chooses first and is on the left, that's a key factor apparently for the voters.
Yeah.
So that'll tell me all I need to know. But the final
if
year,
you win this, I don't know.
I
don't know if we can continue to do drafts, to be honest.
Look, I'll go ahead and forfeit right now. I'm not even going to present. Like I'll make the graphic. I'll put the poll out. But if for whatever reason the voters are idiots and choose me to win,
I think we got to take it out of their hands.
I forfeit. I forfeit the draft. All right, 91.
Okay. I need. Whoa. Oh, no. I read that wrong. Daddy needs an infielder. From 91.
And I need an outfielder.
Bing.
Is there any
bang,
chance to salvage this draft with a last minute Hail Mary from the outfield?
It's hard to say, bud. You never know, but it's hard.
If I would have used some sense, I would have drafted my outfielders with the younger years. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have. You save the youth, or I'm sorry, you save the older years for your infield /DH.
I could have waited it out on catcher. Dang it, Real Muto.
Oh, I mean that would have just. The draft is already over, but I mean that.
I do concur. Whoa, Marcus Stroman available.
Hello.
Oh, dude, you might be able to salvage this thing.
No, I know what you're looking at. That's not enough. It's not enough to move the needle.
You don't think?
Nah.
It's a good get.
I mean, it's an okay get, but it's not going to win. Yeah. It's not going to salvage the draft.
Fair enough. Give me Nolan Arenado.
Oh, why even bother? All right. Rounding it out. 1991. I need an outfielder.
Your outfield was in shambles before this.
Dude, I have Jason Dominguez, who's barely had a cup of coffee at the big leagues, and Andrew McCutchen, who I think probably single-handedly broke the coffee machine in the big leagues. For my outfield, that's fun. Give me Rob Refsnyder, come on down. Now give me I mean, whatever, fine. Give me that's really the only option here. It's really the only option. Hey, shout out Kevin Gausman, 91. Give me.
Come on, guy.
I'm just doing my due diligence here. I mean, it's too little, too late. Give me Christian Yelich. Who did I miss?
I'll just erase that and write in Yelich.
Who did I miss? Hold on, let me figure this out myself.
Mike Trout. Oh, but Christian Yelich has been written in permanent marker. So, what are you doing? Oh. Oh, that's so good. You are stacked in the outfield, my man. Stacked. Oh.
I'm sitting here going, I mean, it's an okay get. And you're like, really? You think? Like, yeah, no, Christian Yelich for sure. I didn't care for this draft. I did not care for this draft.
This, if I am not winning this with at least 70% of the vote, I'm going to be disappointed.
That's an embarrassment can you wrap us up here? I threw my pen and pad. No, I threw my pen and pad. I gotta pick it up.
Well, ladies and gents, you saw what true talent looks like. I honestly might start adding these to my resume. I think being a GM in this league is feasible. And as our man is absolutely falling apart and throwing a temper tantrum, you guys are incredible. Thanks for sticking it out. If you're still here, real big cheers to you. But don't go chasing curveballs.
No, stop. We're not done yet.
That's me wrapping it up.
Is there anything I can do to make the Trout thing happen?
No, absolutely not. I mean, we can have a trade conversation if you'd like.
True. Oh, true. Yeah, we didn't even entertain that. I'll give you Christian Yelich for. I'll take Jackson Merrill, I guess. I'm just trying to do you a favor. You give me Christian Yelich, or I'll give you Christian Yelich.
We can swap catchers, and I'm down.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely want Martin Maldonado for sure.
Yeah.
That'll really round out my team.
Is that pun intended? Because that dude's round.
I'll give you... I tell you what, I'll roll out. I won't even roll out a complete lineup. if you wanna make a trade, I'll go like a 3-for-1.
What am I gonna do with that?
Put him on your bench.
I don't need that.
There's no rule saying you can't have a bench.
I don't need that.
I mean, we can get weird with it. I'm throwing a Hail Mary here.
And it's been batted down, incomplete.
All right. Well,
don't go chasing curveballs, folks.
Yeah, I bet. We love y'all, and as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, draft Mike Trout.